Have you ever had a moment, maybe just after an accomplishment, maybe sitting in a quiet room late at night, where you looked around your life and thought, why do I still feel like something's missing? No chaos, no tragedy, no real reason to be upset, and yet, a deep, hollow ache just beneath the surface, a kind of quiet sadness that doesn't shout, but whispers, this can't be it. You try to distract yourself. Another scroll, another binge, another purchase, another plan. But the emptiness doesn't go away, and that's because it's not your circumstances that are broken. It's the way we've been taught to live. The comfortable cage. In the modern world, we are surrounded by comfort. We don't fight for survival. We don't chase down our food. We barely even sit with our thoughts. We live in air-conditioned rooms with instant entertainment, instant gratification, and infinite choice. And yet, we are more anxious, more depressed, and more spiritually disconnected than ever before. Why? Because comfort has become a cage, a velvet prison where we slowly forget what it means to feel alive. Nietzsche warned us about this. He said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." But most people today are drowning in how to get rich, how to look good, how to optimize everything, without ever asking why they want any of it in the first place. So they keep chasing. More goals, more hacks, more dopamine, trying to patch the hole in their soul with things that were never meant to fix it. The myth of progress. We live in a society obsessed with progress. But progress toward what exactly? A better phone? A smarter fridge? A faster algorithm that tells you what to want before you even know it? Plato believed that the soul is divided into three parts: the rational, the spirited, and the appetitive. Today, the appetitive, our cravings, our wants, our base desires, rule everything. And the rational and spirited parts of our soul, they've been silenced under the weight of marketing, media, and the myth that success equals happiness. We were never meant to consume this much information, never meant to compare ourselves to thousands of strangers every day, never meant to live in digital illusions where we perform for approval rather than exist in truth. And yet, here we are. The silent crisis. This is the real epidemic, not just loneliness, not just depression, but meaninglessness. It's what the existentialists saw coming. Camus called it the absurd, the tension between our hunger for meaning and the silent indifference of the universe. Bonhoeffer spoke of cheap grace, the idea of accepting comfort without sacrifice, love without responsibility, faith without depth. And we've done exactly that. We've settled for hollow substitutes. We've mistaken pleasure for peace. We've built lives filled with noise just to avoid facing the stillness. The unspoken fear. You know the feeling. It creeps in at night when everything's finally quiet. The fear that this, the scrolling, the schedules, the pretending, is all there is. The truth is, we fear silence because silence reveals who we really are. It unmasks us. And sometimes, we don't like what we see. But here's the paradox. Only by confronting that fear, by staring directly into the emptiness, can we begin to fill it with something real. The real battle. Machiavelli once said that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But in today's world, we aren't feared or loved. We're just liked, passively, superficially, conditionally. And so we mold ourselves into what we think others want. We become products, brands, avatars, and slowly we forget who we were before we started performing. The real battle is not external. It's not against the system, not against your job, not even against society. The real battle is reclaiming your soul. The awakening, a different kind of strength. Stoicism teaches us that we don't control the world, only our response to it. But modern Stoicism isn't just about indifference to pain. It's about clarity, discipline, meaning through action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." The point isn't to be perfect. The point is to live deliberately, to stop sleepwalking through your own life, to stop accepting numbness as normal, to stop living someone else's dream. The deep truth you've been avoiding. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You already know what needs to change. You just haven't admitted it yet. You feel empty not because something is wrong with you, but because the way you're living doesn't align with who you really are. And every moment you avoid that truth, the ache grows stronger, not louder, just heavier. But that ache, it's not your enemy. It's a compass. It's your soul trying to wake you up. A story from the edge. There's an old Zen parable about a man being chased by a tiger. He runs until he's trapped on the edge of a cliff. Below, another tiger waits. Clinging to a vine suspended between death above and death below, he notices a single strawberry growing from the cliffside. He plucks it and eats it, and it's the most delicious thing he's ever tasted. The point? Even when life feels like chaos, even when you're surrounded by fear and uncertainty, there are moments, tiny, beautiful moments, of realness, of clarity, of peace, but you only notice them when you stop running. A call to stillness. When was the last time you were truly still? Not scrolling, not planning, not escaping, just still. Still enough to hear the whisper behind the noise, still enough to notice the quiet ache asking to be heard, still enough to finally ask yourself, what do I really want? Not what your parents wanted, not what society told you, not what gets the most likes, but you. What would make you feel whole again? Rebuilding from within. The answer won't come in one video. It won't come from a guru. It won't come from a quick fix. But it will come when you stop looking outward and start looking inward. When you choose depth over distraction, silence over noise, meaning over comfort. That's the moment you begin to wake up, not just to the world, but to yourself. Closing, let this haunt you. So let this video do what it's meant to do, not to entertain you, not to inspire you for 5 minutes before you go back to scrolling, but to haunt you, to stay with you long after you've clicked away. Because somewhere inside you is someone you used to be, someone wild, someone real, someone alive, and they're still waiting for you, still watching, still hoping that one day you'll finally come home. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button and like.